Hey guys, welcome back. It's Elucid, and we're jumping back into our game with Late Age Rlyeh. And we've got a big turn for you. This is the start of the war. This is when we made our decision to attack the coalition instead of defend against it. We also went in a magic, or what should we call it? Magic cubed, trapahedroned a few of these dudes, because we were trying to see if we could get the Wish Caster, which was his god probably, which I don't think this guy would kill, but you never know. Got a lantern here. Or we would get the guy who was doing the master and slave bullshit. Or not the master and slave, the normal and slave. Okay. Killed a ghoul commander. All very nice. And let's see what all happens. We'll click through these real quick, because I don't actually think we found much. Temple of the All-Seeing Eye. Now this allows you to scry and boosts astral ritual range, which this actually is a pretty good thing. I could make this, and I'm a couple turns ahead. I came back to record. I went and moved and didn't have my setup for a while, but I could make this where I put most of my trapahedrons. And there's good things about that. Like I get like a much longer range. I don't have to worry about like putting them in different spots. I think this is teleportable to my capital. So if they get zapped home, I can zap them back. I think there's a lot of good things about doing my trapahedrons here. We can also scry too. Okay. We got, I think this is the void, the death void lord that we'll have to, we found a pearl farm. We got dullness from reach through dimensions. She's actually pretty good. She can cast melancholia every turn, which is like a 20 gem spell. Now that doesn't mean it's worth 20 gems to cast it every turn, because you probably wouldn't cast it every turn. If you had 20 earth gems, you'd do other stuff with them. But I don't know, it's probably worth 10 earth gems at least. So it's like plus 10 earth a turn. Desert of Bones, this actually is a pretty good site. 1 death, 1 fire, and allows me to get these guys. And they have a shot at being a death earth random. I mean, a death air random. But they also give me the very valuable earth fire cross path. I need to remember to build a temple there. I mean, a lab there and start getting them. Record of Creation didn't find anything. Okay, and here come the magic face attacks. So this is on top of Warpman's Waterworld. Yeah, these guys are getting punished. Yoink. We failed to take this. He had a fair amount of PD here. And they just, it is so annoying how they run past water elementals. Water elemental rating is kind of tricky. They just ignore everything. So that's annoying. But that was a lot of PD. That was like 30 or 40 PD. And then we have a big battle here. We magic phase in here on top of Ulm. So we did astral travel here. And I don't know if I mentioned this in last episode. I had been telling Ulm, I'd been diploing with him like, hey, I'd like to be long-term friends with you. But, you know, I stopped being long-term friends when you're sitting there telling everybody to attack me. But you thought our nap didn't have any value anymore. So, I mean, technically I'm the one that ended it. In terms of ended the nap, but I was like, we can go back to being friends. He's like, no, I think our nap has ended its usefulness. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a much better friend than than an enemy to Ulm. We're going to fuck him silly. And this is how it starts. There's mist. Turn the volume down a little bit. And Master and Slave in 3 and 2 and... Oh, it's gonna be a little bit still. I don't know what that was he just cast. Oh, there it goes. Master and slave. Thank you very much. Iron Blizzard's still pretty effective. I really need to get arrow pinned up when I'm fighting Ulm. You can see he's buggered. So we lost 2 Star Children, but we came out 100 units ahead. He lost everything. One thing I didn't show you at the end was he had this guy fully kitted out, and we still slayed him, so he's, you know, dead. He'll be able to summon him back with, you know, Sanguine Heritage, but he's soul slayed, so. And I can't remember how that works. I can't remember if you've been soul slayed once, if you die in the future, if you immediately die too, because I think you keep the affliction with you. We send this guy on top of Pelagia's cap. And Julian, drink in hand, as you can see, he's, I don't know if you can tell from the sprite, but he does have his arm holding out the drink, as he definitely smacks people with his other hand and tentacle. Yeah, so he murders those dudes. And then we had a star spawn come on top of this fort, and this is so that he wouldn't see my script and it wouldn't Jim bait me. And yeah, it's pretty screwed, I would say. Stupid goddamn fish. And so that's that. And then coming down, Bubbles is back, by the way. We got him in one turn. We got attacked here by a star spawn, which is a little annoying. I don't think this guy had any gear. I think he was like super random. Here we raid, we're successful. Here we raid, we actually lose 2 mages, so not really great. Here, so you know how I had mentioned it's possible he was moving those guys in, and if we magic phased on top of this fort, then our army would intercept his? Well, that happened. And so these guys are all going to be in big freaking trouble now. Unfortunately, these flying fish are very annoying underwater. Very annoying. I probably could have done better things with my formation too. I think that guy they killed too was my Master and Slave Caster. That kind of pissed me off. Because he had like 30 gems on him. And just like that, we lose our most valuable unit in the whole thing. We lose him. I'll show you again who it is, because it's kind of funny to watch him get. I mean, funny if you're a hateful kind of person. This guy, look. I thought I had him in the middle of the line, but somehow he got kicked out and nobody was around him. I don't know. Yoink. Because you know how it draws boxes? I don't know. It probably looked fine. Like there's probably a box over him. But then there wasn't. But aside from that, we didn't lose anything. Minus 60 sacreds. It's a good start. Here we're not successful. His little black priests do quite a number on me here. They're not very... You know, these guys are not magic, but they don't have shields, and it's AP damage. So it's still pretty good against these guys. But it tears my magic dudes up. Like, look at that. I'm really going to need Arrowfend to deal with these guys. Anyway, that's annoying. We killed these dudes, which included a thug with some gear. This guy, she had some gems. Yoink. Get the fuck out. We attack Tianchi here. And that's basically it. So I think, too, I want to show you, I think we got our first. Oh, yeah, we got our first vastness. And so what we're going to do, we could make him a commander here, but we're going to move him up on land. And on land, we're going to be able to make him into a commander for cheaper using nature gems with our nature mage. wherever he is. This guy. So we're going to do Gift of Reason rather than Divine Name because pearls are worth a lot more to us. So we're going to take him on land and do that. And he's going to be able to be wherever I need him to on the whole map. Like my god. And this is maybe more important, he's an innate caster. So he can do turn 1 anti-magic once innate casting Master and Slave bullshit comes online. So that's a thing. That is a thing. I'm trying to think what else. I think that's mostly it for that. Let's see who we got. So, yeah, we got Ashagoth is the one we want kind of the most. He spawns Elder Things, which is really cool. It's these guys. So that's kind of cool. But we're moving him on land because you can't cast Lichcraft underwater. And then we'll do Become Lich. And then we get to keep him, in some ways, as a better chassis. It's going to have, you know, just a normal Lich, all item slot things. We're going to ditch Population Killer, and we're going to get, you know, Immortality, which is pretty cool. And we'll just be able to mass produce this. So that's kind of cool. You know, he does have a ton of HP. It's a pretty cool chassis by himself, but he's the guy I think we're going to mass produce. So, and the paths on him are amazing. It's Death 5, and with, especially on a Lich too, you know, he'll be able to do Power of Spheres and become Death 6, and then drop Rigor Mortis like super casually. And then, yeah, basically butter people's biscuits. So that's kind of cool. Okay, let's see what else. Let us see what else. The two guys we got from this are, we got Dullness, and we got, I think we got Hoster was the other one. Dullness and Hoster, yeah. So Hoster's this guy. He's pretty cool. He's also Astral 5, so he's going to make a good Master and Slave caster. He's also a good Wish caster, but we're going to send him down here to replace our Master and Slave caster. And I can't remember. We still see this. It looks like everybody's surrounded by guys, but I probably should have even tightened up the formation more. Anyway, we've got more dudes coming in. And down here in the Pelagia land, we have cracked this fort, and we've cracked this fort. Now, I spent a lot of time thinking, like, what do I do? I was thinking these Dukados are better than they are, because, like, Arethia's Dukados are really good in terms of, like, the magic pass. These guys are kind of middling with how good theirs are. So I was worried about these guys coming in, all of them, and doing like air elementals or something on top of this army. Now the risk of him doing that would be, you know, the risk of him doing it would be my army's still here and we storm the fort. But the more likely move for me, and I think he would know this, is my army moving off of it and onto his cap, because I went to the trouble of, you know, capping his cap this turn. So there's that. You know what I also should do? I should get like a flyer. I think I might want a few Displacer Beasts. Because I'm always, you know, we've got turn 1 anti-magic going on on all of my things because I'm worried about Arethia's God coming in. Arethia's basically just being a little fucker. This little hand-holding coalition over here, we're going to make sure we kill them all. In a few turns, I'm going to send Arethia a message saying if he wants to leave that coalition, I can forgive his past sins. But if he doesn't, if we have the opportunity, now attacking people with more tech than you is generally not a good idea, but if we have the opportunity, we're going to go kill him. Just to make a point. I mean, there's going to be lots of other earlier wars to fight, easier wars to fight, we may do those too, but I kind of want to kill him out of spite. And then we'll come and kill Kangobia. We'll just do all of that completely out of spite, if we can. But it's going to start with Pelagia. So what we're going to do is we're storming the fort with the thug that moved in here, this guy. I'm moving in a bunch of other mages, like these guys. They're, oh god, did I not put spells on them? I think I'm magic phasing in to a Selkie, who's going to do big air elementals. This person's doing little air elementals. And yeah, we're going to move them on top of here, on top of Pelagia's cap. And we should pretty easily one turn pop it. It's 500 fort defense. So it'll be close, but I think we'll one turn pop it. And I'm going to be magic facing an Aboleth here. We're going to be moving Julian out this way. And like I said, we're going to be storming this. So that's basically that. Over here, yeah, like I said, we're bringing in Hoster to do more stuff. Over here with Ulm, we had done a bunch of light raiding. What my plan is to kind of... These guys are going to retreat because I can't move them. These guys are going to actually, you know, nominally pull back. These guys are going to go join up on top of this fort. And we're going to be storming this fort that Ulm thought they were... See, the thing is, Ulm... I guess Ulm thinks I'm in... I don't know what they're doing. Because either they think I'm an idiot, or they're used to playing with bad players. I don't understand, because, like, he should know that I'm going to fuck with him. And for him, the best course of... Like, even if he wanted to mess with me, the best course of action would be to lie to me. And to say, yeah, we can have peace. I'm just going to want a certain amount of territory. And then once he gets it, you know, to mess with me. He's lost so much land from just being, in my opinion, like, making really bad decisions. Like, he's lost this. He could have had Hinam's capital. You know, he could have had this. He could have had this army still alive. He could have had this fort. He probably could have talked me into letting him have TNG. Instead, he's getting raided to shit. He's going to have to mobilize a ton of his mages. He is hurting his position right now. We're also going to be raiding here. I've cleared this with Krieg, and we're going to be coming up here afterwards. And we're going to be storming this fort also. And there could be a pretty big battle in here. I think there was a pretty big army on top. So we'll get to watch that next turn. These guys are moving down south, and then this army will probably go on top of TNG's cap, which has kind of a lot of dudes here, but not that many. There's a million more that pop up next turn. We'll go ahead and pull it up. Turn 61. And I don't know where they all came from. I'm guessing they actually probably left this fort now that I'm looking back on it. Because we had a battle here. Oh, there's still a lot of stuff inside. And of course they magic duel my cap-only mage. I swear to God, these little shit nations, they're like, oh, we're gonna fuck with you. We're gonna... Like, yeah, okay, you've done some damage on your way out. But, like, if this is the best plan you have, is to magic duel Rlyeh, that's honestly, they've done more damage with magic duel than anything else. But you're not gonna win a war through magic duel. Like, you need to have a deeper strategy bag. It's, you know, it's okay to mix in, but... I can't remember whose earthquake that was. We've got Ignite Souls, which interestingly don't target my Void Critters. And walls don't mean anything to us. And this is basically as good as it could have gone for TNG. They sniped my cap-only mage with magic duel. I don't understand. I guess some people... I think this is like one of the biggest mistakes people make. Is they get... Like, this one of the difference between, like, good players and middling players is, like, good players always try to advance their position. Unless they're forced to go after the top position. Now, they'll go after the top position. It's not like they won't do it, but they'll do it at times when it will advance their position. Right, so, like, you know, if you have a good double team or something, it would make sense. The trap people end up falling for a lot is they go after the top player out of some sense of responsibility. Like, oh, I've got to do this for the game state. What, I mean, your job as a middling, as like a position 20 player like TNG, isn't to do, it doesn't have nothing to do with the game state. Your job is to advance your position. Anyway. The outcome of this is oh so predictable. We lose 16 units. both of our mages from stupid magic duels. He loses his entire mage core. Basically everything. Yeah. Fortunately, he likes building items, so we got most of those. But yeah, that's about how I expected this to go. I don't... Like, why would you fight somebody when you have no ability other than magic duel to do any damage to them? I guess he thought he had his god or something. I don't even know. I don't know, guys, but we will take advantage of that if we can. We're going to go ahead and move a squad on top of his capital, too. We'll come back to this, though. Says, ouch, after we magic or astral traveled and killed his whole army. Killed an illuminated one. Back to killing stuff with these guys. We also cast Melancholia, which was kind of cool. He is starting to cast Sin Lesser Horror, which is pretty effective, I must say. We successfully raid Pelagia. This is kind of funny. He tries to... can make ninjas, apparently. Yeah. He almost got him. Here we get kind of spanked. We had... Okay, this was just some this was just garbage I had piling up in a province. He pings this. Satis is moving in to finish off Jotunheim, and I have a nap with Satis. I think I'd mentioned that. He decides to donate me an air amulet, which I'm guessing he's gonna do summon earth power, and then, but we'll take the bloodstone. Thank you very much. You can't do bullshit like this against Rlyeh. The mind blast is it's really good for dealing with bullshit like that. We lose some chaff here to Ulm. He has raided me up here on this island. A lot of this was his own stuff that he's killing, that was stuff that I got through Master and Slave, and then it retreated. And down here, we take this from the War Shamblers. We continue to take stuff from Pelagia, and we're taking this from Rlyeh. I think this middle TNG's cap, I believe. Oh, wait, no. Where is this? I think oh, okay, this is this province here in the middle. They get wrecked. Kill a Geomancer. Okay, wait, this was a fort, though, so I guess I'll just show it. Yeah, down here, we're taking this fort. There's nothing inside. Down here, we take the last fort of Jotunheim on the continent of Blandos. They get wrecked. There are a few mages in here. I don't know, a little bit of stuff. I think it was enough to trigger gym use. We got a Sword of Swiftness, which was kind of nice. Down here, we have a battle in the Yellow Caves. This is the one we already watched, where we lost 2 mages. Stupid magic duel. Here this one I was actually worried about, because I was worried he would either magic like cloud trappies, because Pelagia can get air 2s. I was worried they would magic phase in some like air elemental summoners, but he didn't do that. So we take the fort. This is the event that happens every time we summon somebody. And I didn't mention this, we did release Throne Power, which will get you this magic, or this assassination event. With this guy, I don't even know how this works. Oh, okay. So I guess it's so funny how they do some of this. So this is the only way, I guess, to do a permanent effect of some kind on somebody. So like if you want to permanently give a character 10 reinvigoration, you have to somehow code it like this in the mod. So they try to make it seem kind of cool. This is the Spirit of the Throne of Ascension. And I guess he zaps me with it because my reinvigoration now is 13. So we are now very refreshed, and you can see we've got a couple pages of events. I haven't really gone through these before with y'all. We'll just do it real quick. Most all these are the Void Gate summonings. Got some death gems. This is Kangobia's extremely balanced Pretender God waking up. And so the egg has transformed, which means it's probably going to come and mess with me at some point. Because these guys don't know how to win games. So instead they're like, oh, we're going to hold hands and go mess with Lucy. Which, the thing that's kind of funny about it is the person, Kangobia, it doesn't make any sense for them to mess with me. Pelagia does. I think it makes sense for Pelagia and Arethea to attack. In a sense. I think the other problem for Arethea is they need to have, in my opinion, efficient wars right now. And they're kind of, because they have a massive tech advantage, which will, you know, it doesn't last. That's why I'm going on the offensive now, because they don't last. They need to have a massive, you know, a pretty big war right now. And if they don't, then they'll kind of potentially get more behind. Or like other players, like, let me show you Nick Knight's gym income. It is going through the roof. He's like catching right up to me. He's also got a pretty big blood economy, which he's selling for gems, which I think will put him up like here, actually. But I don't know if that... We're probably about even on gems when you consider how much I'm getting from the Void Gates and how much he's getting from selling blood slaves. So, anyway, all that said, it would make sense. In theory, it is logical for these two to gang up on me. In practice, Arethea, I think, would benefit from going after much softer targets. There's almost... Yeah, it's invading somebody who's a lot stronger than you. Usually not good. Usually not very good. Maybe being in like a semi-cold war is a good move. But being in a full-scale war, I don't think is a very good move. But we've pushed him into this because we're attacking all of his friends, all of his little friends. All the people in the coalition, we're attacking them. Whose, you know, family sigil and slogan is "We have allies." We're going to be trying to kill them. Tianchi we're about done with. You know, we took this fort. We've taken this. They have one province left. It's their capital. We'll be heading on top of that this turn. And I don't think has had what it takes to push through. Did he do it this turn? No. But yeah, we've gatewayed in a bunch of dudes over here. We're going to be dropping them on top of this fort, putting enough dudes over here for these guys to pop it. This army over here is actually heading down here to this province, because you can see it's a port, so there's a port connection. And then the army that's here is going to come over this way. So yeah, like that, we will be putting both these forts under a lot of pressure. And I think what I'm going to do too... I'm trying to raid this, but this is a little bit of a long shot. Oh god, I didn't have this guy in the... Oh wait, no, he's fine. Yeah, I'm trying to do quickening on these guys, but I think he sends lesser hards at me next turn. And then that gem baits my quickening, and then I fail in the attack here. But I want to go ahead and take this throne from him. We'll see how hard that is to actually do. And then what else? But yeah, I think my plan... I want to take these forts from him. I want to take these and put magic phase forts here. And then we'll work on taking these and maybe taking out the Mictlan stuff. But I think we're going to fuck over Ulm. I think Ulm is in a position where this war is so bad for them, I may be able to actually kill them. And if I don't kill them, I'm going to make them irrelevant. Which they were a very relevant player before this. It's such a bad war for them in terms of, like, they can't really gain anything. But they just think, well, solidarity and all this stuff. Well, I don't remember. We're sending a bunch of gold to Satis. He's sending us some pearls. Also, Rlyeh's been staling. And we had a nap with them, but the Squid Alliance only applies if people are actually playing the game. We're not going to have a Squid Alliance if they're not doing anything. So we're going to go ahead and send in some raiding dudes, because Iru's going to be eating them, which is great and all, but we want that land too. Our Dominion has gotten, by the way, punished a little bit. I'll pull up some of these. You can see it got like nailed here and then nailed even bigger here. And this was our guys not preaching, calling God back. And there was an event that did -1 candles everywhere. So whose Dominion is that? Oh, no. Is that Middle Ulm? Dang, Middle Ulm's got a lot of Dominion. Middle Ulm actually was looking for a sub this turn. I think we got him one. But yeah, getting our Cloud Masters. I think what I need to do... how far can these guys magic phase? You can see, you guys, by the way, look, we have a ton of gem income. I'm spending all my gems every turn. The type of conflict we're in, we can't afford to save gems. We need to spend all of them every single turn. The other thing we're doing this turn is we're casting Wish, and I'm wishing for the first couple. And my plan is we're going to wish for the first couple, then we're going to do Divine Name on them, which I would rather do the nature one, but whatever. We're going to do Divine Name. The turn we're Divine Naming them, which will be next turn, we're going to move my god to my capital, where we're going to have somebody else casting Apotheosis. And that will give me the Garland item, or whatever you call it. And then I'll put the Garland on them and a Ring of Water Breathing. And I'm going to have them become Demigod. And at that point, it's going to be very hard for somebody to take them from me. My next objective, once that's accomplished, is I need to give them Water Breathing. So before I can use them, I'm going to either have to do Wish for Magical Power, which would be a ton of fun. But to do it, it's a little tricky. I'm going to have to empower an Astral once, because they're only Astral 2. And then, yeah, it'll be a whole thing to make that happen. But, yeah, the minimum thing I have to do is get Nature 1 on them. And then once they have Nature 1, then we can start making some things happen. We can do the algae thing, which is going to let them breathe underwater. And we'll be good to go. Because we're wishing for them too, I've also set up an Enslave Trap in case Arethia's already wished for them. Because Arethia so far seems to be playing pretty smart in terms of, like, the sequence of things they're going after. Like, they know what's good. And so there's a decent chance they've gone after the first couple. Anyway. But I do very much need to get the enchant algae thing on them before we can really use them. But once we have them and we can use them, this will be the most powerful unit in the game, I think. And they will be a god. And the nice thing about it is Nazca is dead. Nazca was down here, so I don't have to worry about Nazca having it or anything, which would make this even more tricky. We're going to be storming this fort. This actually turns out to be a little crazy. We're at 36 minutes. I think we're just going to kind of call it here. I don't think there was too much that happened otherwise. But we're storming this fort this turn, and we're going to be storming this fort this turn. And I guess I'll just show you the scripts we have. We've got Enter the Void, Light of the Northern Star. You can see we've got enough gems to run through 2 or 3 times for the script. 3 times here. We got Life After Death, Skeletal Legion, Serpent's Blessing, Mass Regen, Fog Warrior, Shark Attack, Army of Gold, Master and Slave. So we've got a bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's basically that. And yeah, let's go ahead and I think we'll call it here. It's basically going to be a similar setup over here on this one. But let's call it there, and I'll start recording immediately for the next one. See you then.